All right, so kids, as I mentioned earlier today, we are miles from getting filled at the OMNI purchase level. So in the S&P, but I will say this: we're at 37.72 now. It's like one of my profit objectives. Had we been filled this morning up to 37.72, we would have been getting out. Well, we just came back to 37.72. We're there now in S&P at this second in time. If we had gas in the tank to burn, I would probably look at one of my OMNI levels. I've got a couple of them. 72 is one of them. And if we had gas in the tank to burn, let's say we had an earlier trade and it won, I would consider getting in on a dip at an OMNI profit objective. We've got 37.72 and then 37.54, a dip to 72 or a dip to 54. One of those two I would probably do some dealing at, depending upon the time in the day and how quick we got there. But we have no gas in the tank to burn today. You know what I mean? We didn't get into any trades, and I don't want to just take a shot at the top end of a 100-point range, more than a 100-point range. You know what I mean? It's not a smart thing to do. So if we had an earlier trade, I'd probably be getting brave for us. But instead of trying to buy when it gets down there at 54, it's not really the time of day. It's chop time, so I wouldn't take a trade at the moment. Later on in the afternoon, somewhere around 54, well, depending upon where we are, how high we drop back to 72. But I'm thinking the 54 level would probably give us at least a spot where we've backed off, almost 50 points from the highs if you're going to get in. That's E-mini S&P. What I'm going to do is, because I missed the boat, I have missed the boat. I am not going to chase. I am not going to go after a trade that's already hit 7 profit objectives. I'm just going to wait till tonight and see what happens. I see there's a lot of talk about Elon Musk. What I'm thinking, and I didn't read any article, I didn't read anything but what people are typing in my trading room, that Elon Musk is going ahead with his purchase. The only thing I can think is happening there, which would make sense, is that he found out there's not as many bots as he thought, and it's worth buying. Because had he found out that it was more bots and more nonsense than true, he wouldn't go through with this. I mean, he'd have legal cause not to. So I think I heard people saying that Elon Musk was going to go through with the purchase of Twitter. Is that what you guys were talking about? I mean, I could Google right now and find out, but I just want to see what you guys in the chat room were talking about. All right, so that is what the news is. That's kind of what I was gathering from reading. That's the rumor. So now put yourself in Musk's spot. He said, wait a minute, I'm not buying this company because I think it's full of bots, and if that's the truth, I'm buying a fake shell of a company that pretends to have more business than it has. But if that's not true, he wanted to buy it to begin with, didn't he? So maybe he found out that it's not as many bots as he thought, and it's worth buying. I don't know. Just a thought. Anyway, here's what I am going to do to keep myself out of trouble. Because yes, I would love to buy a dip, and it is absolutely the right thing to do today, but will be completely out of context for the way we trade OMNI. I am going to go to Guitar Center and buy my daughter some earbuds, because tonight we have a practice session where we have a whole stage set up with all the equipment, and we're going to put a little baby audience in front of her and let her practice her show for Friday night. Natalie, my little superstar, is going to perform a 4-song set on Friday night at the NFT conference here in Las Vegas at the Westgate Conference Center. So it's going to be the first time she's performing in front of strangers. She's been blessed enough to, we've set up stages and let her perform in front of, gatherings at parties and such. But this will be her first official, hey, I'm coming out on stage and I'm going to speak to you people, and then I'm going to play you some music. So we want to make sure we get that right. I'm going to concentrate on that today because we have a practice session tonight. I want to get what she needs, and then hopefully Friday goes well for her. All right, so S&P kind of got down to somewhere near 37.68, 69 on that dip. It's back above 72 already. Buoyancy. So Guitar Center opens in about 8 minutes. So soon I'm going to run out of here before I do something. Missed the boat. I'm not allowed to trade here. You know, on a serious dip, like let's say we dropped another 30, 40 points, then you just got to jump in. All right, so quickly, I wonder, let's see what happens. Some of those charts we looked at. All right, so from last night's video here, if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a chart right now. Here is what's happened so far off the 200 bar moving average and the weekly E-mini S&P. Now, wow, so far, it's what we're hoping to see this week. But remember, it's only Tuesday of a weekly bar. It does not mean this weekly bar can't end up like this at the end of the week, right? We don't know for sure yet, but if this weekly bar closes above that 200, you know what I mean? Algorithms, Wall Street, Omniacs, and analysts, we're not blind. So all prayers go out to holding that 200 bar moving average. Let's see what else we looked at last night. I think that was like chart 6 maybe? Yes. So in last night's video, we looked, and this is not a red Omni, it's a green Omni. In last night's video, we talked about we are above the average now, another gyration inside the flag. Well, look, if we extend the flag, look where we are now. Above, yes, that's what we need to see, right? We are above the flag right now. That's a wonderful thing to see. Now, will we take out the channel resistance? We'll find out next, but that will be our next challenge, is to take out this. Something up here is the resistance channel, and now you can get all the way up there, you know what I'm saying, before we possibly run into trouble. So let's see if we could string more than 2 green days together like we have here. All right, so still holding above 72 now, huh? We're hit that 72 mark, got a little under, and found buoyancy right at it. Go Omni levels. So one of the levels I was referring to in my Omni plan for today, had I gotten filled, was profit objective up here is 37.72, one of my profit objectives. So now that the market went much higher than that, and it came back down to 37.72, that's what I was discussing with you guys. Had we been, you traders, had we been already filled with some gas in the tank, I would, you know, some kind of dip we'd be getting into. So that 72 level's been interesting. 54 would be even better. Anyway, I just thought I would share that with you before I cut out and go to the music center. I'll be back, you know, as long as it takes to go pick up some earbuds and a couple of cords. And then we'll spend the afternoon together and see what happens. But look, we're at 37.79 already. Go Omni level, huh? That just means that we're in shape for tonight's trade, whatever that may be. All right, so thank you for tuning in. I will see all of you when I get back from Guitar Center and getting my little Natalie set up for